All right, I'm going live now. Good evening and welcome to Daily Red Devil and welcome to the Manchester United versus Sheffield United match preview. Super excited for this game and super excited to preview this match together. Before we jump into that, please do make sure to smash a like on the video, everybody, and please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm going to get a little poll going for the game tomorrow to get everyone involved in. So it's going to be win, draw, lose. Okay, let's get that set up. Right, the poll set up. Okay, let's bring you the injury news to start off with, though. So obviously, Erik ten Hag had his press conference earlier on today, and we can confirm that Reguilón will be available for the game against Sheffield United tomorrow, which is massive news for us. And also, Raphael Varane is back. So you know what? This is the first time in a long time where I'm really confident about our defence. Obviously, Amrabat played at left-back for a while. Wasn't really convincing. I think he did an okay job, but obviously you want a proper left-back playing at left-back, don't you? Amrabat was fine, but I think that Amrabat in his natural position of CDM will be much more effective. So I'm really excited to see that. He looked good in the Brentford game, didn't he? So I'm really happy to see what he's going to offer in that midfield. So let's go through my predicted lineup for the game tomorrow. We've gone with Andre Onana in goal. Maybe a bit questionable. Some of you might have picked Altay Bayinda. I would have been open to it, but I think that Erik ten Hag will stick with Onana. He's just spent 50 million on him. He's got to play him, you know. There's no other way around it. So I've gone with Onana in goal, Reguilón at left back, who has been confirmed as available and ready for the game. I've gone with Harry Maguire and Raphael Varane as my centre-back partnership, which, you know what? Harry Maguire didn't put a foot wrong for England earlier in the week against Italy. He had a good performance. So quite excited to see what Raphael Varane and Maguire can do together. Please remember, we're playing bottom of the table Sheffield United, 1 point out of 8 games. So Maguire, if he can't do it against them, that's a big issue for him. If he can't even put in a good performance against bottom of the table, then obviously maybe he needs to go down to the Championship. Obviously, I'm joking. I think Harry Maguire's going to have a good game. I've got a lot of faith in the man. I think he's got a lot to prove, but I think he has got some attributes in these types of games where we're playing against the lesser side. I think he can do it. So let's see what happens with that one. But let me know what you guys think about that. We've gone with Diogo Dalot at right back again. There isn't really any other options there, so it's kind of obvious. I've gone for a centre midfield partnership of Mason Mount and Amrabat. I'm quite excited to see how this works. And then we've gone with Marcus Rashford on the left. Again, some of you might have picked Garnacho, but I think Rashford, he did well against Italy and for England. He scored a really nice goal. I think he's one of those players, right, that he needs to get game time and then he'll build on the confidence. So I'm quite excited to see what Rashford can offer tomorrow. Then I've gone with Bruno Fernandes as the centre attacking midfielder. He has to play there. We saw how good he was for Portugal over the international break. I think he has to play in that position. I really do. Rasmus Højlund as the striker. Again, quite obvious. Then I've gone with Anthony as the right winger. Now, you're probably thinking, why the hell has this guy put Mason Mount in the CDM position? Well, there's nowhere else for him to play. I don't really want him to play on the right because I think Anthony's better there. I want Bruno Fernandes to play in his natural position, which is the centre attacking midfield position. And I think, you know, if we actually look at this more of a 4-3-3 than a 4-2-3-1, I think that's how we'll play tomorrow. It'll be more of a 4-3-3, a midfield three of Amrabat, Mount and Fernandes. I think that's how we'll set up. And you know what? I think Mason Mount against a Sheffield United side, bottom of the table, I would imagine he can play as a more defensive, you know, playmaker type role. We've seen Bruno Fernandes do it last season where he dropped a little bit deeper and he, you know, was pinging balls over the top to Rashford and stuff. And it actually worked out quite well. So quite excited to see what he can offer in that position. Let's see what people are saying in the chat ahead of the game tomorrow. Malp says, I never wanted Onana. De Gea should have stayed or Diogo Costa. He's costing us big time. Onana is a liability. I would agree with you, I do. But I think Erik ten Hag has to stick with his man. And his man is Andre Onana. Hopefully Onana has a good game tomorrow. We are now going to talk about our score predictions, which I want obviously you guys to get involved in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going 3-0 Manchester United. I think it's going to be a convincing performance. If we lose tomorrow, I think we've got a big issue, to be honest. I do. They've got 1 point out of 8 games, Sheffield United. 1 point. They lost 8-0 to Newcastle United a couple of games ago. Like, we need to go there and absolutely embarrass them, and we need that to then be the benchmark for the rest of our season. Obviously, we got the win against Brentford in the last couple of seconds of the game. That was a great feeling. We need to continue that feeling. We need to go. We need to absolutely embarrass Sheffield United, and we need to come away with the 3 points. I know that sounds a little bit obvious, but I think the games like tomorrow are the ones where we can really start to judge Erik ten Hag. If we don't go there and play convincingly, I'm not going to say Erik ten Hag out because I think he's the right man for the job, but I think we can at least then have some sort of conversation where we say, we've just played bottom of the table, Sheffield United. We should be doing better than we had, you know? So I've got high expectations for tomorrow's match, 8 o'clock kickoff in the UK. We will be doing a watch along for that game. So obviously do make sure you are around for that. I'll be live from about 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. A little bit of other injury news as well. Kobbie Mainoo did train this week, and apparently he played in a behind closed doors game against Barnsley last week. We are expecting him to be at least available on the bench for the game against Sheffield United tomorrow. Now, I have a question for you. Do you think Kobbie Mainoo should start in the match tomorrow? It's a possibility. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's maybe a little bit too soon to start Kobbie Mainoo, especially if he's been injured for like 2-3 months, but if he's on the bench, I would definitely look to bring him in the second half. I would look to bring in people like Hannibal, Pellistri, Garnacho. We've got plenty of options on the bench now, which is quite exciting. You can easily see, Garnacho coming on for Rashford, Pellistri coming on for Anthony. Maybe Kobbie Mainoo comes on for Mason Mount in the second half of the game when you're trying to just see out the rest of the match. Obviously, you've got Lindelof, you've got Johnny Evans, you've got other options at centre-back. Our left back and right back positions are obviously in a dire situation. We've got Anthony Martial, who's fit still, which is absolutely crazy. So we have got, it's looking quite good in the sense of our squad depth at the moment. And I am feeling quite hopeful about this game tomorrow. Richie says Mason Mount wide over Anthony for me. Fair enough. That's completely fine. That's up to you. I don't disagree with you, to be honest, Richie. I think Mason Mount on the right would be interesting. I just think that, he's going to play Anthony. I just think that he's going to play Onana. He has to play those types of people because those are his signings. He's got to make those signings come good. Whereas people like Jadon Sancho, they were bought by Ollie, If Jadon Sancho doesn't work at Manchester United, I don't think it will be Erik ten Hag's fault because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer spent £73 million on him and then it didn't work, So you can't really blame Erik ten Hag for not being able to get anything out of Jadon Sancho. Whereas if he doesn't make it work with Onana, if he doesn't make it work with Anthony, if he doesn't make it work with Højlund, obviously that's on him. He brought those specific players in. A lot of the fans were unsure about Mason Mount, about Anthony. Like, there's a few players that have question marks over their heads. If Erik ten Hag does not make it work with those players that he specifically brought in, we know that he had a lot of control over the footballing side over the summer and the January transfer window. Then obviously that's going to be on him. So it's, he has to make it work is my point here. So I don't disagree with you that Mason Mount on the right could be interesting. I just think that, he has to at the moment accommodate for all of these players. Anthony on the right, I think it'll be a 4-3-3. Mumra says maybe McTominay will start tomorrow. You know what? If McTominay's playing further up the pitch, maybe there's a world where, you put McTominay in behind Rasmus Højlund as kind of like a false nine or a centre attacking midfielder. I would give that a try. I would. But McTominay as a CDM, I think is absolutely hopeless. I think he's pointless. So definitely not for me. But let me know in the comment section. Maybe some of you think McTominay should start. Obviously, he's in good goal scoring form. He's been playing really well for Scotland. He got 2 goals for Manchester United against Brentford. He probably does deserve a start, if you're looking at it based on form. But let me know what you guys think. Also, just a quick one. I've just got my new microphone. I seem to have sorted out the issue. Please do let me know in the comment section how the new microphone is sounding. I haven't actually listened back to it yet, but I know yesterday on the show, apparently it was only coming through one earphone. I think I've sorted that out. But please let me know how the new microphone is sounding, if you think it sounds better. I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. Obviously, we will be live quite a lot tomorrow because we've got the game. We'll be doing a watch along, the match reaction, all the rest of it. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video before you go. Please do subscribe if this is your first time watching, bottom right-hand corner. Let's just read out the results of the poll really, really quickly. So 85% of you think that Manchester United will win tomorrow, 7% think we'll draw, and 8% think we will lose. There you go. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me on the show this evening. Please do, as I said, smash a like, subscribe. Have a lovely evening, morning, day, wherever you are in the world, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.